Street Fighter VI feels like a confident new era for competitive brawling, sharp in tone and focused in spirit. Set across global arenas, the rising fighter enters with grit, learning styles, rivals, and rhythm through steady clashes. Each match flows with clear pacing, readable pressure, and satisfying momentum that rewards calm decisions. Beneath the surface sit deep training tools, character paths, unlocks, and long-term mastery hooks. Bold art direction and punchy sound design support every strike. It stands as a refined package for serious play alone. Politics, loyalty, and quiet tragedy shape every decision in this classic tactical epic. Set in war-torn Ivalice, Ramza stands apart as a noble who questions power instead of chasing it. Battles unfold with steady rhythm, rewarding patience, foresight, and careful positioning over raw speed. Beneath the surface, deep job paths, branching builds, and subtle party synergies invite constant refinement. Hand-painted sprites and a restrained score reinforce the somber tone. It stands as a complete, lasting strategy tale that rewards thoughtful play deeply.
Bring sinners to account.
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is a fantastic return to classic Metroidvania style with a vast castle full of secrets to explore. The combat feels satisfying, with a wide variety of weapons and abilities that keep gameplay fresh and engaging. The soundtrack complements the eerie atmosphere perfectly, creating a compelling backdrop. The character progression is deep, allowing for customization that suits different playstyles. It's a rewarding adventure packed with content that keeps players coming back for more. Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes is packed with rich pixel art, strategic turn-based combat, and an epic scope that rewards exploration. The massive roster of characters adds depth and variety, each with distinct personalities and roles in battle. Town building and side quests are engaging without dragging down momentum. It hits a great balance between nostalgia and modern design. With solid pacing and satisfying progression, it's a game that keeps players invested across its lengthy journey.
Damn corpses defile my home!
No one's asking you.
The Rogue Prince of Persia feels fast, clever, and addictive. Movement feels sharp, with wall runs and acrobatics rewarding skill and timing. Combat keeps momentum high, pushing quick decisions and smart positioning. Each run feels fresh thanks to smart progression and changing challenges. The art style pops with bold color and attitude, while the soundtrack keeps energy high. It's a confident take on a classic name that respects its roots while feeling modern. Difficulty feels fair, deaths teach lessons, and upgrades keep motivation high to push further. ScourgeBringer strikes with a sharp, restless energy, echoing the pulse of lost civilizations. Set in a shattered world, it follows Kyra, a fierce warrior driven to cut through chaos and uncover the truth behind the scourge. Combat moves fast and clean, rewarding bold movement, precise timing, and constant forward pressure. Beneath the surface sit evolving abilities, branching routes, and secrets that invite return runs. Pixel art clarity and a driving soundtrack sharpen every clash, making this a complete, satisfying run to the final silence calm. Guilty Gear Strive delivers a jaw-dropping fusion of style and substance, raising the bar for modern fighting games. The visuals explode with personality-fluid animations, bold effects, and characters that ooze charisma. Combat feels tight, impactful, and rewarding. Whether mastering advanced combos or just enjoying the spectacle, the soundtrack is pure adrenaline, perfectly matching the game's high-energy vibe. Online play runs smoothly, making competitive matches a blast. Every punch, slash, and counter feels meaningful in a fighter that's as beautiful as it is brutal. Classic sci-fi energy drives this return, balancing mystery with quiet rebellion. On planet Hillies, Reporter Jade probes a rising conspiracy while protecting those who cannot fight back. Exploration flows between stealth, combat, and puzzles, with steady pacing that rewards patience and curiosity. Upgrades, hidden routes, and optional discoveries deepen engagement without breaking rhythm. Painterly visuals and a memorable score reinforce the subtle, thoughtful tone. It stands as a complete, satisfying adventure that respects time and rewards careful play.
No matter what happens, good luck.
Splasher is a sharp and energetic platformer that stands out for its fluid movement and clever mechanics. The use of colorful paint to stick, bounce, or slide across walls gives every stage a sense of variety and momentum. Levels are designed to be tight and challenging without feeling unfair, rewarding precision and quick thinking. The controls feel responsive, which makes retrying tough sections satisfying rather than frustrating. Its vibrant style matches the fast pace, and the short level structure makes it easy to jump in for quick runs. Souldiers is an exciting adventure set in the mythical Terra Gaia world, where brave warriors must discover the Guardian in order to go to the next level. The game immerses you in a 16-bit world full of exquisite intricacies and bright graphic visuals. Players may select a class and unleash their entire potential in melee battle, defeating various adversaries and improving their powers and equipment. They discover a massive linked universe full of hidden treasures, dangerous bosses, and secret passageways as they proceed. Teslagrad 2 is a magnetic puzzle platformer that thrives on its clever mechanics and atmospheric world. The hand-drawn art and dynamic lighting create a sense of mystery that pairs perfectly with its Nordic-inspired landscapes. Movement feels precise, with magnetism and electricity forming the backbone of inventive puzzles and satisfying traversal. The soundtrack enriches the journey, matching quiet exploration with tense platforming sequences. Each area feels distinct, encouraging curiosity and rewarding problem-solving. Mayhem Brawler is a stylish beat-em-up that feels like stepping into a living comic book, complete with bold visuals and an energetic soundtrack. Combat is satisfying with a good variety of moves and enemies that keep each stage engaging. The branching story paths add replayability, giving different outcomes based on choices made. Co-op play makes the action even more fun, and the characters have distinct abilities that keep gameplay fresh. It's a solid modern take on the genre with plenty of reasons to jump back in again and again. NeuroVoider hits with synth-soaked action and retro-futuristic style, diving into twin-stick chaos with explosive flair. The roguelite loop stays engaging thanks to deep customization and crunchy combat feedback. Neon-soaked visuals pulse with personality, and the electronic soundtrack punches every fight up a level. Progression feels rewarding, with each run encouraging just one more go. Not everything lands perfectly, but momentum rarely slows. A solid choice when craving something loud, punchy, and full of cyborg mayhem with satisfying depth. ArcRunner grabs attention with its slick cyberpunk aesthetic and addictive roguelite gameplay. Fast-paced combat, diverse characters, and a progression system that keeps runs fresh make it hard to put down. The neon-drenched environments are visually striking, while the synth-heavy soundtrack adds energy to every encounter. Weapon variety and smooth mechanics encourage experimentation, and each run feels rewarding. A solid choice for fans of action, roguelikes, who enjoy a futuristic, high-stakes challenge. The Next Penelope is a future racing game in which players take on the role of Penelope, a spacecraft explorer in quest of Ulysses. The game offers unique challenges, races, and bosses on different planets, with players balancing power and vulnerability. The game's control style, which is reminiscent to Micro Machines, gives enthusiasts with a familiar feel while also offering an option for newbies. Players may also participate in extra missions and a local 4-player mode, where they can compete as Penelope's suitors, providing an aspect of rivalry. Skautfold Usurper is a challenging and rewarding side-scroller that blends gothic horror with intense action. The combat feels tight and deliberate, with a unique guard system that keeps every encounter engaging. Its interconnected world design offers satisfying exploration, and the atmosphere oozes with eerie tension. Boss fights are memorable and demand both skill and strategy. The pixel art is sharp and expressive, perfectly matched by a haunting soundtrack. It's an intense, stylish, and rewarding experience. Ganryu 2 Hakuma Kojiro brings fast-paced swordplay and sharp stage design that keeps every section lively and engaging throughout. Responsive controls make each slash and dash feel purposeful, while retro-inspired visuals give every area distinct personality. Enemy patterns are fun to learn, and bosses demand focus without crossing into frustration. The soundtrack builds steady momentum and adds weight to each clash. A game driven by precision, style, and rewarding challenge that naturally encourages repeated runs. Elypse is a 2D Metroidvania platformer that combines platforming and action in a dark and ominous setting. The protagonist has spent a decade alone amid the cave's stones. To leave the abyss, he must discover a gateway. The game takes place in a treacherous world full with traps and hazards, using a dash and slash navigation system. Players may advance by unlocking new talents and powers to help them overcome problems. The game also has magnificent scenery and 3 diverse biomes to explore. The final objective is to make their way back to their people. Sense a Cyberpunk ghost story presents a refreshingly atmospheric journey through a neon-drenched world filled with supernatural intrigue. Its hand-drawn art style and slow-paced, methodical gameplay create a uniquely immersive feel. The story unfolds with deliberate tension, supported by eerie sound design and a strong sense of place. The game respects classic survival horror roots while weaving in a distinct futuristic edge, a satisfying choice for fans of psychological horror and detailed, story-rich adventures. Ebenezer Scrooge and his phantom pals are charged with protecting London from Caspar Malthus and his private guard, a rich businessman. Each ghost has special skills that allow them to explore London's dark corners and uncover the nefarious influence of the dark spirit and an army of unrepentant ghosts. The game has a story, conversations, and cutscenes, as well as an extensive map in the style of a traditional non-linear, ability-gated Metroidvania. Players must employ their ghost-specific skills to combat a horde of unrepentant ghosts that have arrived on London after the dark spirit's reappearance. Enjoy an action-packed adventure in a lively setting including rogue-lite features and a wide cast of characters. As the protagonist, you will go through stages, uncover a gripping tale, and strengthen your squad by collecting unusual companions. Each character has distinct abilities and difficulties, and you must persuade them to join your side. Explore a visually breathtaking universe filled with 2D characters and 3D landscapes while immersing yourself in a hilarious and lighthearted story set to an anime-inspired soundtrack. Make friends with a wide range of characters. Spirit Mancer arrives with confident energy, blending fantasy combat with modern arcade rhythm. Set in a fractured realm, it follows a bold demon hunter whose strength comes from timing, control, and clever positioning. Battles move fast yet stay readable, rewarding calm reactions and steady flow over button mashing. Beneath the surface, upgrades, spirit contracts, and branching routes add calm variety and replay pull. Clean pixel art and sharp music support the pace without distraction. It stands as a complete, satisfying adventure that respects players too. Saga of Sins is an action-adventure game with a mysterious tale and arcade gameplay. Players take on the role of the virtuous cleric Cecil, who has the ability to change into 4 distinct demonic monsters in order to combat the 7 deadly sins and free Sinwell, a plague-ridden town. Each monster has unique talents that may be improved with gold dropped by adversaries. Players may swap between the animals on the fly, and each has a deadly power dash. The game allows players to explore the thoughts of 31 villagers with sinner levels based on each of the 7 deadly sins. Demoniaca Everlasting Night is a gothic action platformer that combines disturbing images with a captivating aesthetic. To discover its mysteries, players go within the Tower of Babel, a realm of terror and depravity. They encounter great rulers and their minions, fighting in fierce battles to exact retribution. The game features seamless real-time fighting, making it suitable for novices while challenging seasoned gamers. Players may improve their talents and explore new regions within and outside the tower. Kitaria Fables is an action-adventure RPG that includes farming and crafts. Players must battle the encroaching darkness, pillage dungeons, and collaborate with their village neighbors to create new gear. The game features real-time fighting and allows players to master ancient magic and create weapons and armor. Kitaria is brimming with resources, including creatures, seeds, and materials for making weapons and accessories. Players may also make friends in Paw Village and complete tasks alone or with companions in local co-op.
And peace and tranquility restored.
Moonberry, a town with traditional healing methods, is forced to seek help from the medical association when the mayor's daughter falls ill. The chemist is sent to treat the sick and demonstrate the benefits of modern alchemy to the people of Moonberry. You must care for 30 residents, identify symptoms, collect ingredients, and combat dangerous creatures in real time. You must also prepare remedies in your cauldron, combining the ingredients you gather to create a unique potion or balm. The game requires you to earn the trust of the residents and provide care for each individual. Fabledom is a simple city-building game in which players may establish their own kingdom in a fanciful universe. The game takes place in a storybook world where players might encounter giants, witches, flying pigs, and hidden treasures. The game stresses love and honesty through novel city-building mechanisms. Players may progress their kingdom by cultivating their economy and trading rare materials, as well as engaging in diplomatic interactions with other kingdoms. The game also lets players choose their hero and create their town guard to protect their kingdom. Spirit of the Island is an exciting adventure set on an isolated island in a tropical archipelago. As you go on a voyage of self-discovery, you must bring fresh life to the island and revitalize it for visitors. The game has 10 different talents, including farming, mining, foraging, socializing, and fishing. You must develop the island into a booming tourist destination with lovely stores and attractions. The game also has a twi-player cooperative mode, which allows players to work together on activities such as developing a farm, producing crops, and preparing tasty meals. Loddlenaut is an underwater adventure game in which players go on an ocean cleaning job on an extraterrestrial planet. They are an intergalactic custodian entrusted with removing the pollution left by a space corporation. The game contains a wide, open-world setting with aquatic organisms known as Loddles that change dependent on their nutrition. Players utilize bubble cannons to remove rubbish and acquire ingenious technologies to combat ocean pollution. The waste gathered is recycled into useful objects and upgrades. Melbits is a cooperative puzzle platformer game that captivates players with its smooth gameplay and visually appealing graphics. To defend Melbits from dangerous viruses, players must lead them through perilous levels loaded with traps and obstacles. The individual talents and viewpoints of each participant are critical in conquering obstacles. Melbits is an immersive experience that encourages collaboration and leaves a lasting impression. To spread optimism and restore peace to the digital universe, players must collect precious seeds along the way. Steel and myth collide in a moody, storybook kingdom shaped by fallen legends. A lone knight pushes through cursed halls and towering foes, driven by grit and firm resolve. Combat feels deliberate yet swift, with clean rhythms that reward timing, spacing, and calm reads. Progression unfolds through relics, branching routes, and meaningful choices that invite smarter runs. Hand-drawn art and restrained music reinforce the somber tone without distraction. Knight vs. Giant: The Broken Excalibur stands as a complete, satisfying tale of challenge and mastery. Loadpunk Mayhem is a vertical shoot-'em-up that combines bullet hell anarchy and a cel-shaded look. Players may pick from 3 pilots, each with their own spacecraft and specialized armament, and destroy opposing vehicles as they navigate through post-apocalyptic stages. To keep going and scoring, they must acquire fuel, warp-enabled stopwatches, chain combos, and explosives. The game has a rigorous online leaderboard system that allows users to put their fighting abilities to the test. Players can pick between tanks, helicopters, armored aircraft, and monster vehicles.
Here's the way of the Watch.
Oh, Scarlet Flame, blaze!
Classic fantasy returns with calm confidence, grounded in old-world drama and steady ambition. Set across a fractured continent, 8 driven heroes chase personal goals while fate quietly weaves their paths together. Combat feels deliberate and rewarding, with smart pacing that balances planning and momentum. Progression rewards careful builds, flexible rolls, and hidden routes that invite repeat runs. Painterly visuals and a gentle score support the tone without distraction. The result is a complete adventure that respects time, strategy, and thoughtful play.
We'll never die, no matter how many times it is engulfed!
Star Wars Outlaws Gold Edition leans into the restless edge of the galactic underworld, where survival depends on nerve, timing, and quiet choices. The story follows Vess, a sharp smuggler chasing freedom between rival syndicates and shifting alliances. Play flows through scouting, stealth, and sudden blaster bursts, with a steady rhythm that rewards patience over rush. Gear tuning, ship upgrades, and branching routes add lasting pull. Strong art direction and a moody score anchor each scene, closing with a satisfying sense of completion at the end.
Anywhere we want, Andy.